I am an IT engineer by profession, and I have the sharing that I'm doing today is based on my experience and my research, and I'm not expert in sustainability as such. And the topic that we are covering today will be mainly on energy. Okay, so let's go next. So the agenda that we are covering today will be what is sustainability, and we look at all the news headline, and there are some survey that was done on the internet, and I'll show you some of the survey. And I'll explain how the whole Victoria electricity works. How does the power get generated, and how do they actually deliver it up to your house? Then we will go through gas versus electricity efficiency. So which one is cheaper, and why should you be changing to electricity? Next one is the last one. We will end with the comparison website. So the comparison website that I'm going for will be the Victorian Energy Compare, and we will be able to find based on your household. We will be able to find the cheapest retailer. And also feel free to ask questions. Let's make it as interactive. So what is sustainability? So it's the ability to maintain or support a process continuously over time. So we want to be able to sustain our wallet, especially during this time where the cost of living is high. So every cent that you save, you can use it for something else. So it's better to have money in your pocket than energy retailers. So the focus that we are going, just repeating. So we are talking about electricity, gas, internet, as well as petrol. So I'll show you some of the website where you can get the best deal. So I'm sure that you have seen this headline before, polar blast, where suddenly the whole Melbourne is like close to 0 degrees, super cold. And there were a couple of surveys that went out. So one of the questions asked is how comfortable you are. How comfortable do you find temperature in your home during winter months without heating? So over here, Tasmania. So red color means to say that it's very, very cold. And the blue color means to say that it's very cold and it's uncomfortable to live. So, and the next state will be Victoria, then ACT, New South Wales, WA. So we definitely need to heat up our house to keep us comfortable. And the next question is, do you have any concern around heating up your house in the winter? So majority, which is close to 70%, they're concerned about the cost of heating up the home. And the last question that was asked, in total, how much do you spend across heating up your home during the winter months? So most of them say they spend up to about 300, and sometimes could be even over 400. So it's not uncommon.
A month.
It could be a month. So it all depends how hot you want to put your house, your thermostat in the house. So for every degree that you turn up, you will consume 10% more extra energy. So it's always good to put maybe 18 degrees or 18, then you can wear jacket to warm up yourself.
15 for me.
Yeah, so it all depends on your comfort level. So what can we do about it? So the first answer will be heating up your home by using electricity or gas. and I wouldn't be recommending heating up your home using wood. Will be all dusty and smoky. So some of the things that you can also do is put in a thicker curtain, because the curtain will block the cold air going from the window. Drafts, go and find all these little tiny holes around the house, especially around the window gap, the door gap, seal it up. Next one will be insulation. So you want to insulate your home, on the wall, on the ceiling, so that hot or cold do not go into the house. And also because you are sealing up your house a lot, it's normal for condensation to form up in the house. So make sure that the house condensation is kept to very minimal. And I know some of the stuff that especially housewife, what they do is they wash their clothes because the clothes is still wet, and you do not want to use the heater, the clothes dryer. You put it over your ducted heater and heat up and warm up the clothes. Dry up the clothes. So good and bad. The clothes eventually get dry, but where does the moisture go to? Yeah, it's to the ceiling, to the window, to any place that is colder than the temperature. So most of the time you end up a lot of water at the window side. And so it's a bad thing. So unless you always clean up the window, make sure there's no water. Otherwise, mold will actually grow in the house, and it's really bad for health. Next one is wear thicker clothing, double, triple, quadruple. Quadruple, yeah. Sometimes you can even go to bed early. Snuggle, snuggle in the thick blanket. And also, if you think that is still not comfortable, if you do not want to sleep early, you can also invest in electric blanket or electric throw. Sit on the sofa, wrap around, rather than you heating up the whole house. So you are heating up yourself. Hot water bottle you can put into the blanket when you sleep to keep you warm. Next one would be to eat healthy and drink plenty of hot drinks. So this one will keep your body warm. Move around, exercise. So I'm sure from the 1 mile walk, everyone would have warmed up their body. I don't think anyone will feel cold already. So next one will be go to warm places. So you can go to the library. So library, obviously, they always heat up the whole library, so you can stay there for the entire morning until night. Shopping center, cafe, church like today. Or if you want, you can go knock at your friend's house and say, can I join you guys for social and stuff like that. And the last one will be government assistance. So with pensioner and healthcare card, you get cheaper power rate, whether is it gas or electricity. And this FY, the government has actually put in the electricity bill relief. So it's a $300 relief, and you'll be paid to you $75 a quarter. You do not need to apply because the retailer will pass on the credit to you. Any question?
Part of the pension discount.
Okay, let's move on to power. Where does the power in your house come from? So these are the different layers of the electricity supply chain. So on the first layer, you have your generators. So your So on the first on the first layer, you have your generators. So your generator could be running on coal, could be running on wind what wind farm could be running on solar panel. So running on gas or so depending on different time of the day. So obviously during the daytime you get solar panel, you generate power from solar farms, and at the night time the renewable energy will not be generating. You'll be using mostly dirty energy which is coming from coal. Then once they generate the electricity, they will transmit it to the cables. Transmission from the generator across the state and go into the distribution layer. So in Victoria, we have 5 distributors. And 5 distributors charge the daily supply charge differently. So depending where you live, you will notice that every suburb, the electricity price might not be the same. I'll show you the map on the distribution side of things. And on the third layer here, you have your retailers. Retailers are the one that is handling your billing, as well as your customer care interaction. You have question, you have to direct your question to the retailer, and the distributor will not interact with you on a case-to-case basis. So there are a lot of retailers, so I just put on some of these examples. And the next one is the last layer, which is us, the customer, the consumer. We are the consumer. We are the one that is using the power. Next one is so these are the map of Victoria, and different with all the different distributors. So over here you have your power core. Power core is mainly on the west side, so the area is actually very big. Then you have your AusNet. So in general, I find that power core and AusNet is the one that is having the highest cost in terms of the daily charges. The reason is obvious, because of the large area which they need to cover, and they are the one that also own the power pole and the physical cable that connects from generator all the way up to your home. So over here, concentration here, down here. So United Energy is small, Gemina is small. So usually you find these 2 distributors, the connection fee, the daily connection fee is actually lower. So that explains why different houses will have different connection costs. Question? And let's cover electricity tariff. So there are a couple of tariffs that you need to make note. The first one is time of use. And time of use is very, very common in homes that is with a solar system. So what they do is they have peak and off-peak. So like here, the pie chart up here, midnight is at the top, noon time is at the bottom, and over here between 3 to 9, this is the time where you have your peak, and the other time is usually off-peak. Again, some retailer or some distributor might have a different idea in terms of peak and off-peak. Sometimes they could have off-peak entirely for the weekend and peak for the entire day, from Monday to Friday. So again, always check your power bill and with your retailer as well to see when is your peak and off-peak. So generally during peak time, your power could be 40 cents a kilowatt. But when it comes to off-peak, the price could be just 20 cents. So it's like half the price. And we have and the other usual rate would be the single rate. That means throughout the day, from morning or nighttime or any time that you use, it's always the same rate. And the rate is usually in the middle between peak and off-peak. So typically it's like 30 cents on average. And for home that is having solar, so for the excess energy that you produce on your rooftop, and if you can't use it, you sell it back to the grid. And the retailer is the one that subsidizing your fee. So many years ago, with all these solar panel, when it starts, the feed-in price was 60 cents. Then it slowly go down to 25, 12, 10, 67, 52, 49. And this year is 3.3 cents for 1 kilowatt. So you would think, why do I want to sell back my solar power for 3.3 cents? And later, if I want to use the power, I have to buy during peak time at 40 cents. So what we want to do, there are a couple of strategies that we want to do. So we want to load shift our usage. So especially during solar production time, we want to utilize our solar. So that's the time that you heat up the house, do your washing, do your drying, anything to do with the power. Yep, and obviously, if you have, if it's economical sense, you can also invest into battery. So you can store the extra power onto your battery to be used after sunset. Any question?
I was told between 10 to 2 a.m. That's the cheapest. Is it true?
10 to 2?
10 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Not necessarily.
In the morning.
Yeah, so that is actually off-peak.
Yeah, it's off-peak, but you say it's a lot cheaper than whatever.
So off-peak, so off-peak is actually from 9 p.m. onwards, all the way until
3
p.m.
p.m.
Yeah, 3 p.m.
So regardless.
Regardless. Yeah. So, but most of the time you will want to use your solar between 10 a.m. to about 3. So what you can do is when you have your solar system, you can install the app, and the app will tell you how much of production on your rooftop, and you try to use the power within the window, and do not need to buy any power from the grid.
Is it worth installing the battery? The battery cost is so quite high.
Yeah, so check. So Victoria government is actually do give rebate for battery.
Still worth doing it?
I'll show. Yeah, I'll. Yeah, it will still be good, but I'll just show you later. Next one is gas versus electricity, which is cheaper. So on my left hand side here, I have gas comparison. So in terms of technicality, I just put So in order for gas to produce 1 kilowatt of heat, you need 3.6 megajoules of gas. So in terms of the gas efficiency, the gas heater, so modern system, you can typically get 90% efficiency. All the pre-1990s, you get roughly about 70%. But for today, I'm actually doing 80% because I just take the percentage in between. For simple calculation, at 80%, you will need 4.5 megajoules of gas to produce 1 kilowatt of heat. And I just take this number here, 4.5 megajoule times 3.943 cents. So this number I got it from EGL website. So this is how much they are charging you for gas. So for 1 kilowatt of heat, you'll be paying 17.75 cents in order to heat up, in order to produce 1 kilowatt of heat to heat up your home. Then we have another one. So going to electricity. So we have a technology called heat pump. And heat pump technology is measured by COP. COP stands for coefficient of performance. Older heat pump, usually you get 3. Modern, you get 4. So we will, for this comparison, I will use 3.5 as the middle number. And technology and the appliance technology that uses heat pump, in general, are the your reverse cycle aircon, like what you're having here at the church. And then you have your heater. So reverse cycle could be in cooling mode or in heater mode. Either way, it's still running on heat pump. Your clothes dryer and your hot water system. So the Victoria government do give you subsidize to change over from your gas system to more efficient heat pump water system. Okay, using the same using the calculation again. So at 3.5, you get 3.5 kilowatts of heat from each kilowatt of power. So you get a ratio of 1 to 3.5. Again, I'm using AGL as a comparison. 1 kilowatt of power costs you 30 cents. And because of the efficiency of the heat pump at 3.5, so 1 kilowatt of power divided by that 3.5, you get the cost to run, the cost to produce 1 kilowatt of heat or cooling from heat pump is 8.59 cents. So it's actually very cheap to run.
What if you don't have solar panels?
No, you don't have. If you don't have solar panel, you just buy from the grid. It's fine.
Still,
But you'll be using very less power for the same amount of energy or heat that you're producing. Any other question?
What about those central units? Is it more efficient than those reversible?
So the difference between a ducted system and the individual split unit. The ducted system is when you switch it on, typically your whole house will get.
But it goes zoning, right?
Yeah, if you can, yeah. So typically for ducted, usually the whole house or the whole floor, or unless you invest into zoning, you can heat up certain part of the house. But again, in order to run, it has to fire up the system. So the ducted system typically will run at 5 kilowatt in order to during its operation. But for split, it could be running at 1 or 2 kilowatts.
So it's more efficient.
So the split system is much more efficient. But split system is only heating up that particular area. But if you want to heat up big area, ducted system would be the way to go. And also some people like the ducted because they don't like something hanging on the wall.
If you're living by yourself, is it cheaper to turn on for heater just for yourself?
Okay, next
or
slide.
rather than depend on the one that is.
Okay, we'll go to the next one. So this is the old traditional heater that we are seeing everywhere. You have your fan heater, you have your oil column heater, you have your convection, you have your radiant heater. So efficiency is 1 to 1. So 1 kilowatt of electricity produce 1 kilowatt of heat. Using the same calculation based on AGL at 30 cents. So to heat up, to produce 1 kilowatt of heat, you need 30 cents. And it's actually the most expensive to run.
Usually at 2 kilowatts. Yeah.
So irregardless what shape of the electric heater that you have here,
At least 2.
yeah. So it's a 1 to 1 ratio. So for your question, it's actually cheaper to heat up your house using a split system if you only want to heat up a particular area.
But the oil column heater, you can heat on the area you are sitting, right?
Yes, correct.
Is it more expensive to heat up the oil?
Yes.
More expensive than the simple electric heater?
Now, irregardless what type of heater that you have here, these are the old heater that has no efficiency, is 1 to 1. So yeah, so for example, if you use this fan heater, it still uses 1 kilowatt of power. If I take this oil column, it still uses up 1 kilowatt of power, and it produces 1 kilowatt of heat as well. So the only difference is when you turn this heater on, you feel the heat immediately. This one maybe 10 minutes later. And because the oil in the heater is still warm, even after you switch off, it's still producing heat, whereas this fan heater is no longer producing, but it still uses the same power.
Just the one that installed in the house, but what if like our house doesn't have the pump one installed in the house?
Install heater that is not using heat pump.
Yeah, like we don't have like heat pump. We just use like the oil one or and like that's all we have. So,
Yep, that is what you have.
yeah.
Yep. So the only thing is when you buy a split system, you have to pay the initial cost, but subsequently you get all your saving back. Okay, question? Okay, I'll move on. So another news headline. This is very recent. 1st of August, which is what, 2 days from now, all the energy price change. So most of the time, the retailer change their price during the new financial year. So usually either start on 1st July or 1st August. And sometimes if they do not increase, they might increase it after the new year, 1st January onwards. So all retailer does that. So what can we do? So the first one is obviously you need to go and find the cheapest. And where do you find? Not from me, because I can help, but I will have to use the tools. So the tool will be the Victoria Government Compare. And do not use any other website to do your comparison, because this website is set up by the government, and all retailer will have to participate, and the comparison is done across all retailers. If let's say you go through, for example, like iSelect, it does compare the market. It does compare the power from retailer, but it's not all the retailer in the market. It's depending which retailer sign up with them, so they do get some benefit in return. But for the Victoria Energy Compare, it's a government website. Government just want you guys to have the cheapest rate, so there's no motive behind. So once you do your comparison, call your retailer and say that, hey, look, this whatever retailer is giving me a better price. Can you match? If they can't match, just feel free to just change, because all energy retailer has no contract. So you do not have a contract with them, so you can just change whenever you want. And the last 1 year, there were 2 retailers that start to offer free energy. So the first one is the OVO Energy. So every day you get 3 hours of free power, starting from 11 until 2. So you can use as much power as you want in the house, and you don't get billed for it. So that's the time, your question, you say that you only have the normal traditional heater, which uses a lot of power. It's fine. Sign up with OVO, use as much as you want within the 3 hours.
Surely in the future they're gonna like charge back like okay.
Okay, I'll tell you why. The reason why they are offering free power, so can you see this graph here? This chart here? So usually from 10 a.m. onwards until usually about 4 before sunset, this is the time that the solar panel on your rooftop is producing power. And the thing is, how many of us is actually at home to use the power? So for those people that's usually not at home, they got no choice but to sell the power back to the grid. And the thing is, there's so much of power in the grid. Because feeding, so for each kilowatt that you feed into the grid, the voltage on the electricity will actually go up a little bit. As there are a lot of solar panels start producing a lot of solar into the grid, the voltage, our traditional voltage now could be running at 230 volts. So the voltage could actually pump up to what? 235, 240, and the grid need to maintain its stability. So it needs to control how much of power is actually going to the grid. And what they do is, in order to counteract it, they offer free power so that you use the power. You use up the power so that it will not increase the voltage on the grid to make it more stable. So that's the reason for the free power. It's not so much they want to charge you more in the future. It's actually for this reason. But
then the normal rate, is it like higher than other?
okay, we will go through that. Yeah, I'll come to your question when we go through the energy comparison website. So this for financial year. For this financial year, all household will get 300, and is to be paid 75 quarterly. And how does it get paid to you? So it goes through all the retailer that you have the account with. So it will automatically credit 75 per quarter into your energy bill. Yeah. So in the past they put into your bank account, but now they don't go into your bank account. They go into the bill to minus off your electricity power. Put in bank account is you will use up the money for something else. But in this case, because it's for energy, they only want to give you the credit into your energy account.
Since you say that over energy is free time, is there a specific time they give us to join, or any time you can?
Anytime.
Anytime.
Many have joined.
Yeah, I'll just show you some demo.
Many have joined.
How do we know that it is
But
refunded
they end up
to us?
having a watch.
Would it be stated in the bill?
Yeah, you'll still be in the bill.
In the bill?
In your bill. So if let's say on that month you are using $100 of power, they give you $75 credit. So instead of you paying $100, you only pay 25.
So we stated that.
Yeah, you'll be.
Know how much I lose.
No. Part of the bill will tell you. Okay, so I'm going to do a demo on the Victoria Energy Compare site. So in order to do this comparison, what we want to do is to get your latest electricity or your gas bill ready. Answer the question as accurate as possible. And if you live in your home for the past 12 months, you can use the thing called NMI, which is the meter, to do the comparison for more accuracy. So this is the energy compare site. So make sure that you go to this site and not other sites. So what you want to do? So I want to compare electricity offer. Down, where do you use your power? So your answer is for your home. So there will be two questions asked. For more accuracy, it will be best to use your current bill. If you don't have current bill, you can select the next one, I'm moving, so there will be a lot of questions asked. So I have my latest bill, and it asks you, have you been living in your address for the past 12 months? If I answer yes, then you'll ask me for a couple of things more. Who is your current retailer? So my current, so for my home, I'm using OVO. And my postcode is 3089. And this is the part here, NMI. NMI is your electric meter. Your electric meter send the data back, and they are able to extract how much you use within the past 1 year for accuracy. Put in my NMI number, agree for the collection, and get my data. So the compare site has gotten my data. Do you receive concession? So for me, I don't. But you can answer yes for you that if you are receiving, if you have a concession health card or pension health card. And what is your solar fit in? So mine is at current fit in. Agree to the terms and condition. Next. And the result has came back. Make sure you have the correct rate stated here. It's whether single rate or time of use. So for my home, I have solar, and they automatically put me to time of use. And the cheapest retailer for my home, based on my usage, is actually OVO. So for me, that is my always choice. I switch to OVO in order to save power. And you can view the offer. Here there's supply charge, peak time, off time, peak and off peak, and also the export. So again, every house will have different rate due to different distributor, and also sometimes the retailer might reduce the connection fee, but then they bump the usage price up. Or sometimes the usage fee might be low, but your connection fee is higher. So the energy compare site does all this comparison for you, and this is the most accurate. We'll come to that. Okay, so I'm going to compare another one more. So this time around, I'm going to compare gas. So for me, I want to be as accurate as possible. I say that I have my recent bill. And who is my retailer? I'm with Dodo. 3089. Submit my postcode. No concession fee. And no concession card. Okay. Next. Then they ask me a couple of things. How many people in your household? So there are 5 of us. How many rooms? I have 5. How do you heat up your home? So right now, most of my house is currently heated up by individual electric heaters. And for this winter, I have stopped using my gas ducted system because of the free power. Do you have clothes dryer? Yes. How often do you use? So during weekdays, I use once. On the weekend, I use once. Which hot water system do I have? I have gas and the solar collector. And next. So the gas period. So for this comparison, I have I have my bill from Dodo. So it's from 2nd June to 29 July. So I'm going to put in my date. 2nd June to 29 July. So, and the total MJ that I used during this period was 3,256. And if I were to divide, on average, every day I use about 57 megajoule. MJ. Next. Next. And the energy compare site came back to say that if I switch to PowerShop, it's actually cheaper for me. So let's view the offer. So just for the sake of to make it easy, I copy and paste all this rate into my Excel worksheet to work out the price. So for Dodo, my total bill is 126. Just now the comparison website say that if I'm with PowerShop, I should it will be the cheapest for me. It came back with the same calculation is at 128. So I would say it's pretty accurate. And just for this comparison, before I changed to Dodo, I was with Global. And if I were to use the Global comparison, I would be paying 173. Just by switching, doing the comparison website, I save $47. Yeah, so if you decide to switch, the best is to go online and do it. Go to the individual site. So if you want to switch to Dodo, go to Dodo website and switch.
Didn't you mention that if you didn't get current supply, they might reduce it? So
Yes, you can. You can try if your current, say for example, yeah. So before I switched to Dodo, I was with Global. I call up Global. I say that, hey, look, Dodo is giving me this price. Can you match? They say no. They say, by all means, if you have, if the other retailer is cheaper, go change. Yeah, that is what I did.
Can you use the Victoria Energy Compare for commercial rates?
Yes, for commercial as well. So that's why the question that was asked, are you comparing for your home or you're comparing for business?
So,
The same thing.
It's the same process.
so every time you switch from one provider to another, do you still have to pay the connection fee?
No, I mean, no, connection fee,
It's
the
only
daily
the
connection,
initial.
the daily connection fee you pay daily regardless which energy retailer that you select.
Okay.
But the switching, there is no cost to it.
There's no cost, so you can just,
Yeah, you can switch every 3 months, 6 months, or whenever they farm out the price, you don't think they're giving you a good price, just switch. And also in general, when you do switching, they'll give you, I don't know, maybe 100, 150 sign up credit. So the 150 will be your credit.
so it's more like a phone call away, you just ask to switch and that's all.
Yep. Yep, just call up that. If let's say I want to switch to PowerShop today, I just call up PowerShop, I give them my address, and then get them to change.
And then all these service provider, everywhere you live, also is available to you. Or what?
Sorry?
I mean, basically all these provider, regardless where you stay, they are there too, they can provide the
Yes,
service to you.
as I say, the retailer, they are just billing company.
Yeah.
So regardless where you live, You can sign up with them, they just bill you accordingly. But also, and also do make note, there are some tactics involved, especially when you do your comparison. You see for Dodo, this is what I'm on now. My daily connection fee is at 25 cents. But my usage is actually higher at 3.8 cents for the first 27 megajoule. The other one is 3.1 cent for the next, and whatever 2.7 cent for the balance. You see for PowerShop, the daily connection fee is 72 cents. It's actually much more higher compared to Dodo. But their usage fee is actually lower. So this is where they get you. So it's best to use your latest bill, maybe your last 3 months bill or last 6 month bill, put it into the website to do the comparison, so that they will do this calculation for you as well. Okay? Question? Sorry? So I would recommend whenever your retailer send you a letter, our energy rate is changing 1st August. So that's the time that you go and check.
The gas with one company, the electricity with another company, you can do that.
Yes. Because they are retailer, they are just billing company. You can have 2 different companies billing you for 2 different utilities.
So electricity cheaper.
I mean, for my comparison.
And then for the gas, then it's OVO is cheaper.
Yes. Yeah. So for me, I have 2 different retailers.
So are all the numbers you calculated themselves yourself, or?
Yeah, I calculated myself.
So it doesn't come out on a comparison website?
It doesn't come out, but I'm happy to extend this Excel worksheet, and you just put in the number.
That's great, thank you.
And then you can do the calculation. Okay, I got 5 more minutes, so let's go through my slide. So this is I'm using my own household as a case study. So I have a 6.6 kilowatt solar system with 10 kilowatts of battery. Fairly energy efficient home because it was built in the last 5 years. Because 5 years ago I didn't know about all this efficiency stuff. I went with the gas system. So the gas is actually is for my cooktop and my ducted heater, as well as for my hot water system. Everything else is on electricity. Throughout the years, I have learned to actually do a thing called load shift. Load shift is a management technique in which your load is shifted from peak hour to off peak. So let's say for houses that is without solar. So in the morning or night time, you still get the same power rate. Let's make the other comparison. If you have a home that is with solar, you have peak and off peak. So it makes sense for you to do your washing during off peak, because off peak is half the price. Peak hour, you have to pay twice the price. So you load shift your usage from peak to off peak. And also typically during the solar sponge window is from 10 to 3. So this is the time that you use the free power from your solar system. So for June, what I did was I changed to OVO. My typical bill is so for my last month bill it was $28 for the entire month. for 1 month. Before was about 30. Was similar, but then last year I was still using my gas ducted heater to heat up the house. But now I'm using OVO free power to heat up my house. So I load shift my heating from gas to electricity.
But the warmth is still, at night is still there.
Yeah. So if your house is fairly efficient, it's like an oven. So you heat up your house, the heat stay in the house.
Does that mean that $28 a month, you're not using a central gas heating?
No, I mean very minimal. Yeah, because the hot water system is still using gas, but I'm not heating up my house using gas anymore. So
You're heating up with electricity?
With electricity. So and also when I sign up with OVO, I get $150 sign up credit, and on top of that, if I were to refer someone to join OVO, they get the 2 person will get 120.
Wow.
So I would say my energy bill for the whole year is covered. It's free.
So you can recruit more.
So what I did was doing the free power. I do my heating, I do my washing, drying, cooking, whatever to do with power, just use it. But if you're not in a house, it's fine. You can use your appliance timer to set up timer. For example, if you want to leave the house, you want to dry your clothes using the clothes dryer, you set the timer, let's say to start at 11 or start at 12. You can still leave the house, and when you come back, your clothes is all dry. You can also buy smart plugs. So it costs each of the plug is $15 from Bunnings. So you can So when you time you can do it as a schedule. Plug the smart plug with the heater, with the power point. Exactly at 11, switch it on. Exactly 2, switch it off. Yep. So I'll just show you the next one, the last one. Not sure if you can. Yeah.
And zoom in.
Okay, that's right. So this is my latest overview. Supply charge for 30 days, I pay $32. Off-peak, I use less than 1 kilowatt, I pay 18 cents. Super off-peak, I use 916 kilowatt of power, I pay nothing for it. So they are very minimal peak. So it's 5 cents, and my solar panel is still feeding back to the grid, but only get $4 in return. So my last month bill was $28.
Should come and see.
Okay.
Private
I think
consultation.
just for the interest of time, I'm going to end here, but feel free to come and ask me later.